cool than a chick. My name is Brent Millet. I'm from New York. Yeah. Any New Yorkers here?
East Coast.
No.
Idaho.
Virginia.
I don't really care, I just ask. Listen to the jokes and laugh, okay? So, I grew up in New York, and I'm a pretty family-oriented guy, but I think we all know who not to sit next to at the Christmas parties. You know, the uncle who seems he hasn't brushed his teeth in 30 years? That guy, yeah. You sit next to him and you always offer him a mint or a piece of gum, and he'll never take it, just be like, that's okay. The most breathy tone you can muster up. And when you cringe and like nearly toss up your Christmas dinner, you stop and you think, okay. And then you say to him, hey, why don't you really take that mint because your breath is disgusting. It's harmful to the environment. Yeah, that rank stench pouring out of your face, adding to the greenhouse gases. And that's all we need is another horrible Al Gore movie flooding our theaters. Yeah, but seriously, I think gingivitis would be the worst disease in the world to have because I personally would rather have like a flesh-eating bacteria on me rather than gingivitis. Gingivitis is a curse from the beginning. Like, I don't know, red hair or an extra toe. Hey, don't throw stones, don't judge me, okay? That's who I am, I'm shallow, it's okay. There's no depth to my shallowness. I don't get the uncle, I don't get the aunt, okay? My aunt, I don't know about your aunt, but she's the woman with the drawn-in eyebrows who hugs for way too long. Hi, Brent. She hugs like your bishop shakes your hand. It's really long and uncomfortable, and afterwards you're just like completely confused. You don't know what just happened to you. And it's really distracting when I talk to her because I always have like this. I feel like I should be raising my eyebrows too. Because the magic marker she sketched on her forehead is barely below her hairline. And that's really distracting. When I grew up, I wasn't actually exactly poor. I stutter. I wasn't exactly poor, but I wasn't exactly rich either. I would stare out the window and I'd see my friends with big wheels and rollerblades and bikes with like squirt guns attached, and I had a cram in my imagination. And yeah, you can see where that got me. I don't know how I got in here. I wrote my admissions essay in macaroni and cheese and hot pink. Either the admissions department only sees in black or white, or I'm just a phenomenal human being. Next up, my parents went to this school actually. They fell in love here and spawned 6 beautiful children. Spawned, yeah. Google that. I'm of course one of those beautiful children, even though every day of my life my brothers decided to tell me that I was adopted, or they found me in the cupboard when they moved into the house, or a rock. But I also had 3 gorgeous sisters, and my friends let me know that on a daily basis. Growing up in high school, pretty much I'd walk through the halls and be like, hey Jack, how you doing, what's going on? They'd come over and be like, hey Brent, what's up? Not a whole lot, so how you doing, Jack? I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better than I was earlier, because I just saw your sister. Great, yeah, that's great. Yeah, she's fine, right? She's fine. Thanks. Okay. And then I'd maybe like come out of a math test and do like really bad on a math test, and like, hey Jack, like, I did so bad on my math test, I'm really depressed. Like, yeah, Brent, that's horrible, but your sister, she's fine. This really doesn't help me. And like, this keeps on going on your entire high school career. And finally I give way, I'm like, yeah, I know, my sister is hot. Like, Brent, no, it's sick. Not that. That's your sister we're talking about. No. Okay, you can't win with these kids. So, yeah. Next up, my mother. I love tough as I look, I know. Yeah, but I was a mom's boy. I remember sitting at the kitchen table with my mother, just talking to her, and she'd be reading Better Homes and Gardens, because apparently our home and garden wasn't good enough. She'd read these cute little recipes like, for your loved one, take a cookie cutter in the shape of a heart and cut a heart out of your loved one's toast. Okay. And so my mother, being the ambitious tiger that she is, she decided to try this. She gets out the cookie cutter, cuts the hole in the toast, and just waits there. Just waiting, My dad walks up, all ready for work, sits down. Hon? What's going on here? Who is messing with my toast? I'm from New York, once again. Who is messing with my toast, huh? This is 1/3 of the most important meal of the day. Breakfast. And you cut me short. My dad didn't understand portion control, I guess. My most favorite out of my family, I shouldn't have favorites, but I'll do my grandmother. She's the best, okay? She's 83 years old. Carol is her name. It's a genuine name. I love it. Yeah, don't whistle at my grandma. That's I'll see you outside after the show, buddy. And so my grandma, she's a lovely lady. But I mean, quick tangent. I don't know what it is about elderly people, but when they're in stores or restaurants, they are the most impatient people in the world. Restaurants, their barbecue sauce comes first before anyone. Somebody be choking on the ground. My barbecue sauce, please, really? And in the supermarkets, they have to get cash out right away. But when they get behind the wheel of a car, it's like they're being pulled by a baby with a piece of yarn. I don't really get that. Yeah, chew on that one, put it in your head. Yeah. So that's where the differences begin between elderly people and my grandma. Because my grandma goes 95 miles an hour wherever she goes. Stop signs don't exist. Speed limit signs, wasted tax dollars. So I drive around. You wouldn't think like 84 Buick could race a Ferrari, but grandma makes it happen. So I would drive around with my grandmother and just completely terrified for my life. I thought I was going to lose my life, okay? Drive around, go to lunch. Afterwards, I'm like, Grandma, can you like drop me off at my friend's house? She's like, yeah, that's fine. So she drops me off and I get to my friend's house. I'm like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe like what happened. It was just my grandma's car with hers. My friend's like, it's alright, man. He puts his arm around me, he's like, it's alright, man. Like, I'm really sorry about that. But your sister is fine.